Hey guys, so I'm going to do a quick video on the topic of culling. Now, culling is sort of a touchy subject, a little bit difficult to talk about and go through, and culling really has a negative connotation to it. Really, all it means is that you remove undesired or unwanted fish from your stock. So that could be for a multitude of reasons, whether it be lack of color or not very vibrant color, actual deformities in the fish, crooked spine, problems swimming, just an overall weak fish, doesn't really put on weight like the rest of them, things of that nature. So culling can really have two meanings in my book. One is euthanizing those fish that are too far gone and you don't want them breeding within your population. They're just going to have a poor quality of life if they continue to live with the deformity that they have or that they're showing signs of. The second and more humane thing is simply culling, as in removing the fish from your population, but not actually euthanizing or killing them. That method I prefer to do if I can. If you have the luxury of separating out those that you don't want breeding in your main population, do that. You can, and I have, and I'll show you that in a second. What you're looking at right now is a batch, or actually two batches of guppy fry. I have about 15. I kept 13 in here. You can see the way that they're swimming, the size of them for the age that they are. They're about a week right now. They're very healthy. They're swimming actively. They're swimming through the water column, not just up at the top. They're actually venturing down into the water column and to the gravel and whatnot. And they all eat very well. No deformities as far as I can see. All the spines are very straight. No swimming issues, things like that. So these are a good group of fish that I do have no problem breeding with each other within the population. So I have kept those. The process of culling that I have done, however, is move over those that are less desirable into this other tank. Now I have the luxury of moving them over here, but if you see how much more effort it takes for this little guy to swim. It's probably going to be hard to zoom in on him. He's a lot smaller. He has a harder time swimming through the water. He uses more energy. You can see him really, really struggling to swim. And he just looks overall not very healthy. He's very thin and skinny. You can see that compared to the others I just showed you. So I separated him out. I didn't want to euthanize because he doesn't have any clear deformities. I keep saying he, it could be a she. It doesn't have any clear deformities, so I've kept him over here. And he's still living, which is good. And they still get the same kind of food. I just pay a little more attention to them and see how they're going. The other one I have in here, I'm not sure where he is. Oh, there he is. I think he's under this plant somewhere. There he is. He actually does have a crooked spine, and I've noticed it right from birth, actually. So sometimes you can really tell if they're going to have problems. Now, that said, with guppy fry in particular, doesn't always mean that they're going to have a crooked spine. Oh, my cat just knocked that down. Okay. Doesn't always mean that they're going to have a crooked spine as they grow older. So it's important to let them grow out a bit and let me move his tail and see how they're going to grow and how they're growing into. If they continue showing the deformity of the crooked spine or any other physical attributes that are lowering their quality of life, then you want to consider that euthanasia option. Clove oil is great for the euthanasia. It lets them go quickly but painlessly, and it's something that I prefer to do. But I could talk about that topic in another video. But really, bottom line is, if you have the luxury of separating them out like I do, then you want to go about doing that and keep what you want in your main population. Right now, these guys are only a week old, so they can't breed yet. They're perfectly fine staying together in this tank. I will try to sex them at about a month and separate them out then. So I also have a 5-gallon below here if I need to separate males from females and whatnot. Turn this probably into more of a community tank or something of that nature. So that's pretty much it on this topic, guys. Doesn't always mean bad things. Doesn't always mean you have to actually euthanize your fish. But it is something that is a reality for a lot of hobbyists, whether you're professional or not. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do to prevent that deformity from being present within your population, lowering the quality of your fish. So if you guys have any questions on this topic, feel free to comment and make sure you subscribe. Thanks.